Welcome back to the Game of Thrones RPG. Well, with the arena out of the way, let's go back to Lord Tarleton and see what plot he has.
Sir Alistair, Desmond was just telling me of your adventures. Congratulations on your victory.
Would that I didn't have to fight, but at least we have the book.
Get the book out. We must start our research without delay. I don't understand. What could Jon Arryn have possibly found in this book?
Indeed, I also cannot see what secret this book could hold. Wait! Go back!
What did you see?
Maybe I'm mistaken, but the bastard that I hunted down with Valar, he had dark hair and blue eyes. All births from the marriages between Baratheons and Lannisters have this in common. Raven hair prevails over golden. Of course! Now I know what Jon Arryn discovered. Children.
What are you talking about?
We have been researching the bastard line when we should be looking at the legitimate children. Cersei is a Lannister and Robert is a Baratheon. Their children should have dark hair and blue eyes, as is written in the book. It has always been so. And yet, they are blonde. The royal children are illegitimate. This is what Jon Arryn discovered.
By the Seven! But then, the bastards that the damned queen is hunting down.
They are the only true descendants of King Robert Baratheon. That's why the queen wants them dead. R'hllor's light. The queen even involved me in this treachery.
She didn't hesitate to execute the bastard children of that fool, Robert, to keep his adultery a secret. Everything she does so to serve herself. Her people might well die, and on her orders too, if she deemed it necessary.
And Valar being her little pet only makes matters worse. This news makes the race to control Riverspring even more dire. The future of my people is at stake, and the only reason Valar desires the lands are power and vengeance.
No doubt Cersei finds watching her catspaw groom himself in her image an amusing distraction. It's time we did something. If not, your lands, and perhaps the realm, may never recover from this.
I agree with you, but this is the Queen we're talking about. Surely our hands are tied when it comes to her.
I understand your fears, but we don't stand alone, Sir Alistair. I think it's time I confided in you on certain matters. As you know, my friend, the usurper, claimed the Iron Throne just after your departure, 15 years ago. From that moment on, he never gave a second thought to the people. The Queen took advantage of this and ended up assuming the real power through her numerous schemes. Your father and I quickly realized that no good could come of this monarchy. Nothing like this would ever have happened during the times of the Targaryen rule. Under their aegis, the kingdom was more prosperous, untroubled, and governed in a much fairer way than with Robert Baratheon and his damned Queen Lannister.
From what I understand, Aerys the Mad reigned over his people under the aegis of fear and madness. It was his cruelty that pushed the kingdom toward rebellion.
His reign was but a brief moment when you consider the 300 years of Targaryen sovereignty. It is true that his madness drew a dark shadow over the dynasty, but it should not be judged by one man's mistakes. If Aerys II was considered unfit to take the crown, surely the usurper and his queen deserve just as much, if not worse. That is what your father and I thought. And in time we came to understand that we weren't the only ones disappointed in the usurper. Many others were of the same opinion. Lords, as well as ordinary men. Gradually, we became a group and realized that by joining forces, we could perhaps bring about change. Our cause continued to spread. Our plans had time to evolve, and today, this group has become a true brotherhood, both powerful and ubiquitous. Sir Alistair, I wish for you to join the Brotherhood. We share the same goals. Together, we will avenge the death of your brother. Together, we may be able to save Riverspring by bringing back the Targaryen.
Your cause is just. I accept. I'll join your ranks.
I'm glad to have your understanding. When those in power are corrupt, rebellion is no longer a right. It is a duty. Your father and I have been striving towards this for a long time. It's been an age that we've sought a breach, to bring this power to its knees.
What is your plan?
We'll start with what we've discovered today, and use it to destroy Valar, as well as the Queen's influence. Once the king learns of their conspiring, he will have them executed. This will be the first step in our overthrowing him. His actions will spark a revolt. If the revolt catches on, we'll take this opportunity to rally the people and the various lords of the Seven Kingdoms. While they kill each other, we'll be building strength.
Very well. So let us send ravens throughout the kingdom to spread the news.
Let us not be too hasty, my friend. The Queen has powerful allies. This attack needs to be decisive. If we show our hand too soon, the game will be lost forever. Besides, our goal is not to create anarchy. I still need time to arrange the succession to the throne. In the meantime, let us gather all the evidence we can find to ensure the widest support possible. What we have now is guilt-edged information, but it lacks the substance it needs to really drive the point home at the moment of revelation.
Where else do you think we can find further evidence?
Your father and I always believed that the best way to manipulate the situation was to sow discord among the royal couple. Today's discovery is the result of all our hard work. Your father compiled a list detailing all of Valar's abuses of power on behalf of the Queen. He believed that driving a wedge between her and the king was ripe for exploiting.
Father always understood the true nature of Valar.
Reinhald sent me a letter revealing some important findings. He wished to speak to me in person, but he died before he got the chance. I think he wanted me to know about his findings, and that they are still somewhere in Riverspring. You'll recognize the documents I speak of by the Targaryen dragon inscribed along the bottom of each page. They will no doubt be encrypted. The Brotherhood uses its own language in case our documents fall into the wrong hands.
That's good to know.
I must leave the task of finding it up to you. Valar is after a woman who is of great importance to the Brotherhood. I've made the necessary arrangements regarding this matter, and I need to return to Castlewood in order to manage this operation. My stay at King's Landing lasted longer than expected.
I was charged with accompanying him on his search, but this mission was organized in secret. How did you find out about it?
Our Brotherhood is well connected, Sir Alistair. One of my spies has infiltrated his gang and regularly keeps me informed. What's more, the letter that Valar wrote to the commander of the City Watch confirms what my sources tell me.
Very well. We'll meet again at Castlewood once I get hold of my father's findings. Good luck, my lord.
I wish you luck too, my friend. And don't forget, those documents are of the utmost importance.
Indeed. Let's go to Riverspring then. Find what we need. Castlewood. The Brotherhood. I see, Harleton.
Hello, Lord Alistair.
Hello, my lady. I don't think I've had the honor of meeting you.
I am Lady Marianne, Lord Halton's niece.
I didn't know Lord Halton had a niece. I've never had the pleasure of seeing you at his home.
I did see you once, from my window. I would have come to greet you, but I was improperly attired.
Well, I'm honored to finally make your acquaintance, Lady Marianne. What brings you to King's Landing?
I accompany Lord Halton on most of his trips. We are the last two members of the family, you see.
Oh, and how is that?
Ah, well, my uncle's parents have been dead for many a year now. And as for my father, his only brother, he died at the end of Robert's rebellion.
I see. What were the circumstances of his death, if I may ask?
My father supported the Targaryens. He was with them until the very end, when he was tortured and executed by his own lord, for treason.
I feel your pain, my lady. War is a terrible thing.
As I was my father's only heir, and as Harleton had no heirs of his own, he took me under his wing. Enough about my troubled past. I'd love to have a more pleasant conversation sometime. But I must hurry back, or my uncle will start to worry.
Please send him my regards. Until next time, my lady.
Alright. Let's get out of King's Landing. Through there. He took 100 men, Valar, that is. His Bloodseekers.
Be on your guard. There's trouble brewing in town. You don't want to find yourself trapped walking down a dark alley.
Aye, the people are tense right now, but it won't last. As soon as there's jobs to be had and food on their tables, it'll all calm down. You'll see.
You're probably right.
I hope that doesn't bring with it more problems.
My Lord Sarwick.
Greetings, Victor. What can I do for you?
My lord, I cannot thank you enough for saving my life during the rioting.
Don't thank me, thank R'hllor. I am only an instrument of his divine plan.
Well, your god seems to have helped the entire town. Did you know that people are returning to town and that trade is slowly resuming?
Is that right?
Only yesterday I ferried in a group of woodsmen and some weavers who'd left for Castlewood several moons ago.
Castlewood, you say? Can you take me there?
From here? It's downstream, couldn't be easier. Just drop the boat in the water and it floats down there by itself.
If that's the case, I will probably need your help soon.
Of course. I owe you at least that. You can find me in the port when you're ready to leave.
I mean, I could buy some of these rings, but this one is cheap actually, so I should just, yes. Okay. Same level. Not worth that much. Come on. For 20 HP, not really, not worth it. Okay.
He says he's from the Free Cities. Sorry, look how dashing we are in this attire. We'll serve River Springs wine.
Alistair, it is a joy to see you again. Do you have news of Gawain?
Elyana, I warned you not to trust Valar.
What do you mean? What does he have to do with Gawain?
Our little brother is dead. Killed on Valar's orders.
7 gods, it can't be!
I saw Gawain's body, Elyana.
But why would Valar kill him?
I only see one explanation. River Spring. His lust for power was strong enough that he would kill the only man standing between him and the throne.
But this is absurd. Garwin wasn't a threat. Father had personally disinherited him.
Valar is not one to take any risks.
No. Tell me it's not true. That man is a monster. What am I to do? I cannot marry that murderer. I could not endure it.
I know, little sister. Your marriage must be stopped at all costs.
But the Queen, she would never change her decision. She will force me to marry him.
All is not lost. I haven't played all my cards yet.
Please, Alistair, help me.
You know our words, Elyana. Family is hope. Protect it, always. But in order for me to succeed, I need your help. Father hid some documents here that could help me in the fight against Valar. Do you know where he might have hidden the documents?
I am sorry, Alistair, but Father was very secretive. He never confided anything to me. You need to speak with Maester Harwin. If anyone were to know, it would be he. I have no need for this. I have enough troubles as it is.
All right. The Crone's Key? What? Okay. Let's talk with Elyana.
Mock us, Lady Eliana.
We know he set off for River Spring, and 2 weeks have passed with no news. I'm sure you can understand our distress.
It grieves me too, Sir Edwin, but what would you have me do?
It grieves you? Our father, Lord Roxton, is missing, and you say it grieves you?
From what I know, your father would never go riding without a strong escort. I cannot see what could have happened to him.
Indeed. We know that he left the Reach alone and with haste. You are just as familiar with his quick temper as we are.
We could send scouts to search for him in the mountains, if that would reassure you.
Enough! You know very well where he is. So it wasn't enough for you to betray us the once, whore?
How dare you? You've gone too far. Guards, take our guests to their chambers.
This isn't over, Eliana. This isn't over. Believe me.
What is going on?
Nothing of consequence. Just a difference of opinion. I don't need your help with everything, you know.
Elyana?
Don't worry about me. I'm capable of handling this on my own.
I'm sorry to trouble you like this, but I think you ought to concern yourself with this matter.
What are you talking about, Graydon?
You heard the discussion between Lady Eliana and the other two, didn't you?
I vaguely remember overhearing some people asking for news of their father. Why would that concern me?
I'm afraid that it concerns the whole of River Spring, my lord. The two young ones talking to your sister were looking for their father, Lord Quen Roxton. He happens to be locked away in our dungeons at the moment.
What? You have taken a lord prisoner?
Yes, on orders from your sister, my lord. And I'm afraid that it might all get out of hand. The Roxtons are a powerful family. They could do great harm to our lands if they so desired. Unfortunately, that's all I know. You'd better talk to your sister, or with the younger Roxtons. Perhaps you could even go and see their father in his cell.
I will see what I can do. Thank you, Graydon. Elyana, we need to talk.
I don't have time, Alistair. I have urgent matters to attend to.
I know all about it, Elyana. I'm here to help. The Lord cannot stay in our dungeons.
How did you find out?
That's of no consequence. What matters is avoiding a bloodbath. Lord Roxton belongs to a powerful house. This could become serious. How did this happen?
Lord Roxton came with a handful of armed men and started attacking our people. Ryman and his men managed to overpower them and we threw him in the dungeons.
Why would he attack Riverspring?
About 2 years ago, when Riverspring was already struggling with debt, Father asked for his help. Lord Roxton had more gold dragons in his coffers than he did subjects on his estate. We hoped he would lend us some of his fortunes so the people wouldn't go hungry. We would then have time to find a more permanent solution. Father asked for his help, but the swine demanded my hand in marriage in exchange. I was left with no choice but to accept.
Obviously that wedding didn't take place. What happened?
Well, he did pay us the purse as promised. But shortly after he learned that I was courting someone else. Kristen. A good man, but a peasant. He lived just behind the forge. I can assure you that nothing dishonourable happened between us. But when Quen Roxton saw me in his company, he found it hard to take.
How did he react?
He called off the wedding and asked us to pay back the money. But we had already spent it feeding the people. So he went back home and dwelled upon it for many years. When word of Father's death reached him, he came here with his men and started taking possessions from our townsfolk.
I see. So you locked him in the dungeons. I will deal with this, little sister. Leave it to me.
Be careful, Alistair. Some of Lord Roxton's men are still around the town and they are real brutes.
Fear not. I will come and see you again when I know more. Well, I should go and see the younger Roxtons.
Yes? What do you want?
We should talk.
So, first the adulterer, now the Red Priest.
I am Alistair Sarwick, and these are my lands. Therefore, your problem is of concern to me.
Ah. Forgive our ignorance, we were not aware.
No matter.
I was told there were 3 of you. So who is the last of your litter? A wildling, perhaps? Or something worse?
Calm yourself, Meredith. Forgive my sister, sir. The situation is rather a burden for us, and she takes after her father.
I heard that you were looking for your father. What makes you think he is here?
When he left our castle, he went to Riverspring. He had a few disputes to settle.
Disputes?
Yes. But disputes is a weak word.
You're the one who is weak, Edwin. Tell him how it is. The Sarwicks have well and truly cheated us.
Cheated you? How so?
Your sister was betrothed to our father a few years ago. Her hand was offered in exchange for our gold, to bolster the coffers of your dying lands.
And what happened?
Your sister turned out to be a harlot. That's what happened. On the very eve of the wedding, Father found his betrothed in bed with a peasant.
That is what our father told us when he came back from Riverspring. He was furious and wanted revenge.
After the disgrace caused by your sister, the wedding was immediately called off. But the gold we gave you as a dowry was never repaid. Following Lord Raynald's death, our father decided it was time to go in person and collect what was owed to us. Since then, he has disappeared without a trace. Your sister is at fault. She dishonored our agreement. We demand that our gold be repaid.
So that is what you're interested in. Coin.
And our father, of course.
Be quiet, Edwin. For all we know, Father might very well have fallen from his horse on his way here. But it does not change the fact that you still owe us the gold. Is that clear?
I see. There are a hell of a lot of differences between Eliana's version of events and that of the Roxtons. If little sister had the right of it, and there really was no adultery, then the Roxtons stopped the wedding without good reason. In that case, we are not duty-bound to pay them back. However, if Elyana was actually mistaken, I need to know what's going on. I have to find Kristen. Elyana said that he lived behind the town's forge.
Okay. I probably should go to the dungeon and speak with them. Alright. Laws are a tedious business and counting coppers is worse. Quite a fine mess you've made, little sister. You are incompetent as all hell in terms of ruling these lands. No, really. You are. Tunnels under River Spring. I think I'll find what I need over here.
My lord, listen. I admit that the axe was mine, but I didn't do anything. Little Leo killed your man, I swear by the seven. Don't leave me here. Please help me, Lord Sarek.
Sir Sarwick, have you returned to Westeros?
Who are you? I did not see you during the rioting.
Do you speak of the latest rioting? No, sir. I've been here longer. Much longer.
It's you.
I suppose you will ask me to free you from this cell.
You know what I'm guilty of. But what I did was just. Only that pig should pay for what he did to my sister.
What is it? What do you want?
Lord Roxton, I am Alistair Sarwick, heir to River Spring.
Sir Alistair? Back from exile, are you?
I am, and believe me, it grieves me to find you in this position. But according to my sister, you came here with armed men to wrest the purse she refused to repay directly from my townsfolk.
I was indeed accompanied by my men whose weapons were drawn. But to extort money from your peasants? Do you take me for a petty thief?
If your men were not attempting to reclaim your purse, what was your goal?
I was not after your subjects, nor your money. I came to look for that little roach, Kristen. He brought disgrace upon me by seducing your sister, who is still betrothed to me. He will pay for this affront with his life.
Did you witness the adultery of which you claim to be a victim?
I know what I saw. When I entered his house, your sister was half naked with that whoreson she chose as her lover.
I see. I will go and fetch this Kristen. We need to settle the matter.
Let me out! I will not tolerate being locked away like a brigand. I am not the one at fault.
I will let you out when I bring Kristen, and we can sort out this entire affair.
Oh yes? Good luck then. My men have orders to bring me his head, and I very much hope they'll succeed.
We shall see.
I think I can use those later. But I'm gonna continue checking these tunnels, seeing where they lead. That's locked. Or is it? No, it ain't. I think I have the key for that, but first and foremost. And I might have to fight his men. Okay, so where is... Ah, nice. A bow. I could potentially sell that. I won't do so yet. Not just yet. There are possibilities here. A secret passage? Alright. Probably won't be able to activate it. Go back into the dungeons and check it out. Okay. Alright then. Back in town. Things to deal with. Alright, so the Smith's key, the Crone's key, the Mother's key. So I have 3 out of 7. Don't know what I'm supposed to do with these keys, but we'll find out.
Lords, sorry, look how dashing we are. We'll serve River Springs Watch as best we can. He says he's from the Free Cities.
Alright. So.
Taken over the gods. There's some strange folk there dressed in red who worship a fire god.
Move along, stranger. We're here on orders from Lord Roxton, and those orders include dealing with troublemakers harshly.
I am the only one who gives orders around here. I am Alistair Sarwick. Let me through, or I will order my guards to arrest you, and you'll be sacrificed to the Holy Flame to pay for your insult.
Let him through.
Open the door, Kristen.
Who are you? What do you want from me?
I am Alistair Sarwick, your lord. Get out here or I'll break this door down.
Alistair? Brother of my sweet Elyana?
The very same.
Very well, I'm coming out.
Kill the beggar. Try not to hurt Lord Sarwick.
Kristen, no!
Very well.
Kill the beggar. Try not to hurt Lord Sarwick.
Ice and death. Those soldiers weren't going to stop until they had your head.
You saved my life, my lord. I don't know how to thank you.
Just explain to me what happened between you and Eliana.
Between me and... Oh, my lord. We have fallen in love. That's what has happened.
How did you meet? I need all the details.
It happened a long time ago. Your sister came to see me whilst she was going for a walk in town. She chose me, as it were. You could say love led her to me. It would seem she could not ignore my considerable charm. It's as simple as that.
So, what did you do that made those men so driven to kill you?
Some time after we met, Eliana came to see me. I played the lute for her. But then that lout Quen Roxton stormed into my home like a boar in heat.
You played the lute? They are saying that you lay with her on that day, in spite of her betrothal to Lord Roxton.
Lay with her? Gods be good if only that were true. With respect, my lord, I only glimpsed enough of your sister's flesh to set my heart aflame. I hoped that it might happen. But that brute Quen Roxton was yelling so much that I didn't have the chance.
Lady Elyana had no choice but to return to the castle with him and try to calm him down. She told me she would come back as soon as possible, but it would seem she has been unable to do so.
I see. Well, Lord Roxton is not going to calm down anytime soon. You must come to the castle with me. If we wish to settle the matter, there is no other choice. I need you in order to prove my sister's innocence.
Ah, very well. If Lady Elyana needs me, then I will be there for her.
Let's go then. However, I believe Lord Roxton intends to make things difficult for us. He must have given orders for his men to kill you, should the opportunity arise. He has posted men at different entrances to the castle to block our way.
The main gate looks like less of a risk to me. The gate overlooking the docks seems more suited to an ambush.
These are my lands. Those who dare to ambush us will die at my hands. Let's go. Be on your guard if you wish to stay alive. They will target you.
I shall, my lord. For Eliana. As I was...
It is not over yet.
We do have one guard on our
Do
side.
you truly love her?
She is so beautiful, so strong. That swine Roxton will just come and call for her like a filly from his stables. But our love is stronger than anything, and there is nothing he can...
For River Spring! For Elyana!
Kristen! No!
Well, I'm gonna die as well here. So be it then.
As I was saying, thank you for helping me. I did not really know what to do.
It is not over yet.
Oh, I know full well. But as soon as I am with...
Do you truly love her?
That's him! Seize them! For Elyana!
Well, this is not going to be easy. These guys are quite formidable, actually. Alright. Yeah, this is what it's going to take, then. This is what it's going to take.
Do you truly love her?
Okay.
But our love is...
That's him! Kristen!
Son of a idiot! Fucking idiot!
No!
Fucking imbecile. Wildfire or fire it is then. Need an AoE spell.
Oh, I know full well. But as soon as I am with my sweet Elyana,
Fire it is then.
Do you truly love her?
Okay. Yep, I should be able... Once I get the new level in Rolor, and I get Rolor's Blade, then that will obviously help me a great deal. At least in terms of keeping the costs down. I do have close to... I'm gonna get close to 8 gold dragons soon.
but our love...
That's him!
Victory, my Lord Alistair! Victory!
I'd heard of Gregor the Mountain's raids, but I never thought I'd see that here. So many dead.
Just be thankful we escaped it all. Leave it in the past. It's better that way.
For River Spring! For Eliana!
me! For Elyana!
All right. Well. This is a problem, of course.
Victory, my Lord Alistair! Victory!
Getting this guy alive over there is gonna be a challenge in itself.
Raids, but I never thought I'd see that here. So many dead.
Just be thankful we escaped it all. Leave it in the past. It's better that way.
For River Spring! For Eliana! For River Spring! For Eliana!
Well done, my Lord Alistair. Those brutes got what they deserved. Sorry. Look how dashing we are in this attire. Thank you, my Lord Alistair.
All right, what's happening?
Would you like an escort, my lord?
That will not be necessary.
Now I get asked about an escort. I didn't realize I could get one. It would have been damn useful earlier.
I managed to find Kristen. Roxton's men tried to kill him, but I was able to get him safely to the castle.
Well, I suppose that's good news.
Kristen told me that you had made advances towards him, yet you do not seem very happy he is still alive.
Alistair, I'm sorry, but I did not tell you the whole truth. The poor boy, he was the only means I found to avoid getting married. I arranged it so that Lord Roxton would find us together and see enough to assume the worst. I never imagined things would end up like this. The situation has spiraled out of my control.
So, you used poor Kristen as an unwitting pawn in this game of politics. Well, what is done is done. We now need to settle the matter once and for all. Lady Meredith, Lord Edwin, you might be somewhat surprised by what you are about to see.
Really? Have you decided to pay back the gold you owe us?
Not exactly. Guards, bring in the prisoner.
Light, at last! Praise the Seven!
Father!
Sir Alistair, what is the meaning of this?
Your father was in our dungeons. He was locked up after he and his armed men entered the town with aggressive intent and without my permission. We preferred to keep it a secret, so we had time to settle the matter from our side.
Settle the matter? What do you mean?
I have brought Kristen, whom you accuse of committing adultery with my sister.
That son of a bitch! You locked me away in your dungeons, and now this? This is one insult too many. The little roach must die, here and now.
As far as I know, there is no proof of the adultery you claim. Admit it, you did not even see anything worthy of your accusations.
How dare you? Your slut of a sister was half naked on that runt's bed. Do you take me for a fool?
Calm yourself, father.
He's a poxy little gutter rat. I demand compensation in blood.
You have gone beyond the limits of courtesy, Lord Roxton. I demand a trial by combat.
Very well. Edwin will fight in my name.
May the seven guide your hand.
Fight!
Well, that's actually an issue. Well, I have a save point
Well,
before.
I suppose that's good news.
Well,
the little roach must die. Here! He's a poxy little gutter rat. I demand compensation in blood.
I repeat, you have no proof. The alleged culprits are strongly protesting their innocence.
Very well. In that case, we demand a trial by combat. The gods will decide who is truly guilty.
Alistair, I'm sorry. I think things are now out of my control. Would you agree to be my champion?
Very well.
Fight! Enough. You have won, sir.
I expect you to honor the result of the duel, Lord Roxton.
This little ritual is ridiculous. Don't think you can get away with this so easily.
The gods have spoken, Meredith. Do you dare cast doubt on their judgment?
The duel was only a matter of honor. That is not enough to repay your debt.
No, this will suffice. Lord Roxton's behavior might be considered an act of war. That is a crime punishable by death. If you want to complain about my sister's supposed adultery to our liege lord's house Lannister, please be my guest. Given the number of witnesses I have on my side, I wouldn't give it long before your heads sit atop spikes.
You thieving swine.
That's enough, Meredith. He has the right of it. You are truly your father's son, Sir Alistair, and just as despicable.
This is too much.
Don't expect me to make the same mistakes next time.
Nicely put, Alistair. An act of war punishable by death, eh? That took some thinking.
I had to try something. To tell the truth, I have no idea if I spoke the truth or not. But it looks like they know no more of it than I. Go home, Kristen, and thank your gods that you are still alive.
I certainly will. At last we are free to express our love for each other, Elyana.
I'm sorry, Kristen, but that will not happen. I do not feel the same way.
What? But what do you mean, my sweet?
My advances towards you were not genuine. I only made them to make Lord Roxton call off the wedding. I'm sorry, I didn't think it would go this far. But now that this business is over, you must forget about me.
What?
I never loved you, Kristen. Leave, I beg you, and never come back.
Wow, isn't she an actual bitch? No, seriously, she is. The only reason I fought that duel was to save the young man's life. Because he was innocent in all of this. Used by her. Alright.
Lord Sarwin, look how dashing we are in this.
Well, I would say that's probably enough for the moment. Costin signing out. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video.